Hi, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and the topic is a very important topic for you to really pay attention to, especially those of you who write in and say, I'm not married yet. And that's why I watch your videos, because I'm going to be ready. So obviously, I want you to take the courses that we have when you're not married yet, the dating course, if you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend. And then if you do and you're going to get married, take the premarital course with us. We made everything in that arena very inexpensive because we don't want to see you later if you're having a troubled marriage. So let's get right into this. These are the top 5 questions to ask before getting married. Number 1, ask yourself if you're getting ready to get married for the right reasons. Now, what are the right reasons for getting married? Isn't that funny that you don't know that right off the tip of your tongue? And it's because we don't learn it. I don't know about you, but I never saw a class in high school for relationships, marriage, love, individual people, gender differences, although there are, but the gender difference courses are very different than what I'm talking about. My point is that there's huge biological differences that affect our psychology based on our gender. So what are the right reasons to get married? Well, number 1, you should expect to be happier when you get married. You should be getting married so you could be happier. Secondly, because there's really 2 overall questions to ask. Secondly, you're getting married to experience, to learn how to love unconditionally. You never forget this. It's important because a marriage should be defined by its purposes. So if those are its purposes, that becomes what your marriage is all about. Those purposes are not just purposes, they're goals. They're not just visions that, oh, I hope it turns out okay. These are goals that you can achieve. Your expectation should be, we will be happier every day of our lives. We will feel marital bliss, not just happiness. We will experience love from the core of our beings, because we're essentially souls, coming out by joining together with your soulmate. This isn't fairy tale stuff. This isn't romantic stuff. This is the real deal. That's why you get married. And that's why you should want to get married, and then you should learn how to achieve that. Number 2, ask yourself, and this is really important, and it's worth contemplation. Ask yourself if you're willing to love another person more than your own desires. Because life doesn't go the way we plan. Sometimes, to a degree, it does. But people get hit by cars. People have windfall opportunities. You never know what's around the corner. And you have to be willing, in order to experience that love that I spoke about, you need to be willing to always put your partner, whoever it is, not based on how they behave, but on whoever it is. Once you choose them, that's it. You have to know whether you're mature enough to put them ahead of your own desires, to put their needs ahead of your desires, to be able to give them the love that you agree to when you finally get married. You're agreeing to love someone for the rest of your life, not halfway, all the way. Are you mature enough? You want to be honest with yourself, because when you're not running your marriage right, well, look at the divorce rate. It's over 50%. How many people who remain married are miserable? Most. because they don't know how to be married. This is an important component. Okay, number 3, ask yourself if you want to have children or not. And be clear, because when you're with somebody, you both have to be on that page. Bringing a new soul, well, not a new soul, but a new soul here, into the world is an incredible amount of work. And it is a thankless job. Now, you may get some appreciation, but not much. Nothing compared to how much you're doing for your children. So you have to be really clear that you are not just willing to, but it's what you want to do. Because if you're mismatched in that area, oh my God, that presents so many problems. Very important question. Number 4, ask yourself if you know who you want to marry. Now, what do I mean by that? And if you take the course for dating, then you find out, I really bring this out in great depth, but basically, you should be creating a list. You should know exactly who you want, and you should cover every facet, just so you could see where your own head is at in this. Do you want someone tall, short, that's physical? Do you want someone who's calm or bouncing around all the time? Do you want someone who's jovial or more somber? These are important questions, and you need to ask those questions. Psychologically, what are they like? Spiritually, what are they like? You know, I had a friend many years ago. He used to be a basketball star. And he and I became friends. We met at the gym. Tall guy, 6'10". And I was friends with him and his other friend who was called Big Man. He was 7 feet tall. And these were legitimate stars. And I wasn't into basketball. I'm still not. I like the game, but I wasn't into basketball. And he used to tell people, well, you know, we became friends because I know Paul doesn't love me because I'm a basketball guy, which was true. He was a very warm, loving person. And he would introduce me to his potentials. And I would ask them simple questions. You know, I was doing the dirty work for him. And there was one woman he was dating who had dated Sting. She's a very beautiful woman. And I asked her, I said, so do you meditate? My friend meditated. And she goes, no, I'm not sure if there's a God or not. And so I told my friend this, and he goes, what? He never asked. And it is an important question. You have to be sure that your loves, your desires, your not loves, your things you don't like, don't bang into each other. Now, it's okay to be very different from each other in terms of compatibility. I'm not strong on compatibility. I think all that is nonsense. You don't both have to be bowlers or love going to hockey games. But at the core, your philosophies have to be similar. Do you agree, for instance, that I'm not going to get into that because it's so charged in the world today, but you need to know where you both stand. You don't want to have these conflicts on the mundane level. You really both want to be living your life of marriage on the highest plane of love. And you have to learn about how the body and mind works. There's a lot of work for you to do before you start selecting. So I hope you do that work. I hope this was useful and helpful for you. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. Like the video, leave a comment if you would. Definitely look into the course for Finding Your Soulmate, the dating course. And I hope you don't come back to us in yours because you made a bad choice and now you're suffering. So God bless you and take care. Thank you for spending time with me.